What up, it's Mr. Squee here, and this is part 5, the 5th no-punt game in NFL history. It's a battle between the Philadelphia Eagles and the Kansas City Chiefs, who have had several matchups over the last few years, and it was overall a pretty good game. This match happened in 2021 before their first or second Super Bowl meetings, and I know I'd be hating on Patrick Mahomes, but his first few years as a quarterback was really impressive. I just think that him and the team have been carried by the refs, and it's been blatantly obvious in lots of cases. Here's just a few examples. Offensive coordinator one time called the timeout.
He can't do that. It has to be the head coach that comes down. Nobody else can call timeout on the sideline except the head coach.
Another time against the Vikings, pretty obvious pass interference on the Chiefs. They throw a flag and everything, then they review it again, and then they completely nullify the flag. Another example, less than 30 seconds left of the game against the Bengals, and Patrick Mahomes runs out of bounds and gets pushed out of bounds right as he steps out, and they call him that a late hit, and it sets them up an easy game-winning field goal, and even the player that pushed him out of bounds cries because he knows he costed his team a chance at the playoffs. Against the Texans, this was called a unnecessary roughness hit when it was obvious that both the Texans players did helmet-to-helmet against themselves. Against the Jets, he threw his third interception of the game, which could have completely just changed the momentum, but then they threw a flag and they said that that was push-off or something. Even their old coach, Robert Saleh, at the end of the game got flagged.
Unsportsmanlike conduct on the New York Jets head coach.
Let's go to a little bit more recently. The Bills and Kansas City AFC Championship game. There was so many calls that were bad. Like a face mask play where both of them were pulling face masks, and then they said that that was a catch by Worthy. All of those were pretty bad, but this is obviously the worst one. He clearly got the first down. It was obvious. I mean, last year, they won almost every single one of their playoff games by one score. Let's show more bad plays. Obvious pass interference right here. Broncos get a sack on Mahomes, but then they're going to completely nullify the play by saying this was illegal touching down the field. Watch how much of a pussy Mahomes is after taking a loss to the Bills.
Showing pressure right now, so they're going to have Mahomes can buy time if he wants.
Mahomes steps all the way back to the 33. Down the middle of the field, he throws it, no one's there, and there's no flag on the...
That's the emotions of the game. He's upset with the refs.
I've never seen him like that before.
He was yelling at the refs.
Great respect for those two. From one of them. Well, it just became a
Offensive offside in that throw, man. Fucking terrible. Fucking worst call I've ever fucking seen, man.
Imagine screaming and crying about the refs from one game when, before you're 30 years old, you have a Hall of Fame resume, you have won multiple Super Bowls, you've won MVPs, you've got Pro Bowls. What the fuck are you mad about, bitch? This is not including all of his endorsement deals and the ginormous contract that they gave him in 2020. Like, fuck this guy, man. Just a ginormous fucking crybaby and a huge vagina. Biggest pussy in the NFL, easily. And let's just get on with this, the highlights for the video.
Guard, so he's had to shift in last game too. Take the handoff on the move. Hurts connects with Zach Ertz, and a good gain down the sideline. First down across the 30. So Snead and Hughes in there at the starting quarterback spots. Underneath, Devontae Smith creating after the catch. Smith still going across the space, and they did. Play fake, Hurts on the money. Connection made on the hookup to Dallas Goedert. Shotgun. Hurts. Looking to get out of the pocket. The spin move. Hurts still on his feet. And Hurts will dart out of bounds. They couldn't get set to go. 29-yarder. Jake Elliott. People will be aggressive. They lead the league in penalties. Toss it. Edwards-Helaire. Nice move on the outside. They spread it. 5 receivers. Mahomes pulls the trigger. Catch made by Tyree. Everything that you get in this league, that has to be their mindset every week. Mahomes Mahomes, the cannon. Tyreek Hill circles. Does he have the angle? Diving for the pylon. And Hill.
And look at the dive at the end, being pushed. Now he hit it with his hand, not the foot. Guys are not set up in a power set here. I'd let this offensive line eat right now if I were them.
Mahomes, roll. Underhanded toss for the touchdown. Edwards-Helaire. Patrick Mahomes can come at you from every which angle. Fake it on the inside run. Instead, looping around the speed of Jalen. Fake and throw to Quez Watkins.
Last year there. Up-tempo, move the ball quickly.
Play action. Take the easy completion underneath. And
The line when they do decide to run the football, a little bit more space.
Hurts on time. 1st and 2 in this opening quarter. 3 tight end formation. Here comes the rush. Hurts and rolls complete. First down. 1st and goal, but back it up. Hurts. Quick hitter. Gainwell. Stiff arm inside the 5, and he coughs up the football. Right at the end of the play, the question was he
Quickly to the line of scrimmage.
2nd and goal. Hurts. Tosses. Oh, the hands. Touchdown. Dallas Goedert. What a snatch. Philadelphia back in front.
And once again, they caught Kansas City not able to get a line. Saw Alex Okafor, number 97, running from one. Aware of everything going on, your surroundings.
3rd down and 12. Mahomes handles the snap. Gets out of the pocket. Mahomes looking to tuck and run. He does perfectly. This is from the backfield. Just under 12 minutes to go in this first half. Mahomes on time to Pringle. Going against first-year defensive coordinator Jonathan Gannon. Deep shot. Oh, the hands of Hill on the extension. And the collision with the shotgun. Mahomes fires. Touchdown. Tyreek Hill. And they make it look so easy. 2nd quarter. Fake it. Design. Run for Jalen Hurts. Fake it to Rager. Toss it to Watkins. Spin move by Watkins. And a crack at it. 3rd and goal. Hurts. Jab step. Sets. Throws. End zone. Nobody home.
Surprise.
Running play. Nice cut. Edwards-Helaire. Edwards-Helaire. Got a touchdown catch as well. Here's McCole Hardman. Running lane. Stutter step. Hardman tripped up. Another hole for Edwards-Helaire.
To the pass here.
Shotgun. Shovel. Off the bobble and catch. Touchdown. Jody Fortson.
One of my favorites, Tatus and Nance.
Great game. 50 seconds to go. Hurts. Deep shot. Hauled in. Devontae Smith. 37 yards. Hurts in the pocket. Strong throw to the outside. And it's the slim reaping 9 for Philadelphia. Deep drop. Hurts. Oh, the ball gets knocked free and an opportunity. Bounced around trying to jump on it. Kansas City finally does with 4 seconds left. Snead knocked it free. And Chris Jones, a big man, recovered.
And they are so fortunate because if Kansas City's able to come up with it, they could tack on points before the half.
And Philly got the ball, which means time runs out. And that's the end of the first defensively against this Kansas City offense. Yes, they can on the first play. First time playing in Philly. His dad told him stories about playing in Philadelphia as a member of the New York Mets. Catching. But this is a different story. 3rd and 9. Mahomes intercepted. Eric Wilson with the pick. And a flag down back at the 3rd. First down. Operating out of the gun. Hurts steps up, looking. Hurts fading, floats it in. Elliott with a flag down. A line drives that one through.
Outside defense.
The crisper there.
Going for it on 4th down. Catch made. Extension. Touchdown. It's Hurts to Ertz.
Don't do this! Don't do
Pass interference. Offense, number 16. 10-yard penalty. Replay, full pass.
Office when he sends that play in. He's got to run through it.
31-yarder is
First impression of people see Josh Gordon.
Edwards-Helaire. Head of steam. Short of the goal. Yards per carry. First and goal. Edwards-Helaire hammers it in. Make it Darrell Williams. Touchdown. Kansas City.
That's what they want to see out of them.
2nd and 10. Early stages of the fourth. Catch made. Goddard. Hit down low. Up next to Hurts. Hurts in trouble. And loss of 7. 2nd and goal. Hurts sets and throws. The catch gained yards on the day. They run it up the gut. Gainwell lunging in. Touchdown, Eagles. Helaire back on the field for KC. Mahomes steps up. Mahomes will run it. First down. A lot of clock here. 2nd and 1. Edwards-Helaire's got a first down. And then some. 10 plays on the drive. 8 of them runs. Mahomes swings it. Touchdown! A laser beam to Tyreek Hill. And the gymnastics move to top it off. 2 scores as we approach 6 minutes to go. Deep drop. Hurts checks it down to Sanders. And Sanders breaks through.
Tackle today.
Hurts drops it in the bucket. Play action. Hurts. Home run ball. Touchdown! Devontae Smith. Fantastic play.
Illegal touching. Offense, number 6. The receiver was supposed to touch the pass after having been out of bounds.
Hurts had no room to work, and he gets tossed down by Mike Dana.
And drop back and try and keep it in front of him.
4th down and 11. Rush is coming. Hurts uses the official to his advantage and hurls it downfield. Out of bounds.
Think well enough and covered up a lineman.
Mahomes off his back foot, sails it deep and caught by himself, Tyreek Hill. 5 touchdowns on the day for Patrick Mahomes. And a monster day for Hill. 186 yards, 3 scores.
Like the battle, like the pride, trying to find a way to put some points on the board before this one's over.
Final 10 seconds. Hurts. Touchdown. Greg Ward. And some window dressing. Strong bounce back from the Kansas City Chiefs. 42-30 over Philadelphia.
Before 2022, I can understand why people glazed on Mahomes, but there's no reason for people to be glazing him now. There's so many other quarterbacks that deserve recognition. And also, he set a really high standard for himself, if we're being honest, too, because these last 2 seasons, he's had less than 30 total touchdowns. Which, yeah, he did sit out a game these back-to-back seasons, but we've seen him throw 40 touchdowns in 15 games and 50 touchdowns in 16 games before, so he clearly is not playing like he used to. But people will glaze him nonstop super hard. 2018, 2020, and 21 and 22 were probably like his only legit years where he played MVP caliber, really at a high Pro Bowl level. But some fans act like this guy can't do no wrong, and like I said, I'm not completely knocking his stats, and as long as they're winning games, that's cool, but they win by the slimmest of margins. They won 17 consecutive games this past year by 1 score, apparently, and they've been to 9 straight AFC championships and 3 straight conference championships. So, what the fuck? And that's not to mention them going to 3 straight Super Bowls. Alright, I'm done ranting, sorry. It's just super annoying. But Kermit, he was 24 of 30 completions, just under 300 passing yards, 5 touchdowns, 1 pick, 200 team rush yards. 26 of those were from Kermit. He played a damn near perfect game, and this is definitely one of his best performances of all time. Helps when you have Tyreek Hill, though. 11 catches, almost 200 yards, and 3 touchdowns. I mean, he was absolutely unstoppable in this game. And they had 2 sacks from Mike Dana, defensive end, and then they had a sack from L'Jarius Sneed, so that's a couple of the highlights there. And then Jalen Hurts and the Eagles, he didn't, play as efficiently, but they overall as a team, they did play, they did decent, but surprisingly, they barely just had over 100 team rush yards. Jalen Hurts went 32 of 48, 387 yards, 2 touchdowns, no picks, but he also had 8 carries for almost 50 rush yards, so he sort of put the team on his back. Go-to target of the game, of course, was young Devonta Smith, 7 catches, 122 yards, and then Javon Hargrave had a sack, and then Eric Wilson, the linebacker, had a nice INT, but that wasn't enough to beat the Chiefs. They were just too unstoppable that day. Anyway, I'm done ranting. Hope you guys had fun, and hope you guys enjoyed the game. Check out the next No Punt videos. Like I mentioned, this is the 5th one in NFL history. There's only 7 that's ever happened. So check out the other ones that I've uploaded on my channel, and check out the new ones. Thank you guys again. Have a great one. Peace, peace.